Welcome back. Did you have a nice week? That's great. I did too. I can't believe it's time to learn Parsha together again. You know the deal. Pay attention because we're going to have a quiz at the end. This week's Parsha is Teitzei. The Parsha is very special because there are 74 commandments or mitzvot listed in the Parsha. This is the most mitzvot listed in one single Parsha. Do you remember how many mitzvot there are in the Torah? That's right, there are 613. The Parsha begins by talking about different relationships between people. Sometimes a soldier will decide he wants to marry a woman from another country that is not Jewish. She must go through many tests before they can get married. If both the soldier and the woman pass the test, she can convert to Judaism and they can get married. We also learn that a firstborn son gets double the inheritance, and this is called a birthright. Wait a second. I've heard of birthright before. I went on a trip to Israel called Birthright, but I'm not the firstborn or a son. Birthright means you have the right to something ever since you were born. You do not have to earn it. It's just something you're allowed to have. It is every Jewish person's birthright to visit the land of Israel, and that's why the company is called Birthright. It allows Jewish young adults to visit Israel for free. The birthright in the Torah is a little different. The birthright being discussed in the Torah is about inheritance. When a man's father passes away, their firstborn son will get double the money or land than his siblings. The firstborn son is considered in charge of the family, and that's why he gets a larger inheritance. After learning about birthrights, we learn about what to do if a child does not behave, or how children should treat their parents. If someone passes away, they must be buried as soon as possible. If you find something that does not belong to you and somebody else lost it, you must return it to its owner. If a neighbor or their animal is hurt, you must help them. We are told that a man should not dress in woman's clothing and a woman should not dress in men's clothing. If you see birds in a nest with eggs, you cannot take the eggs while the mother bird is there. You must shoo away the bird before you can take the eggs. If the mother bird keeps coming back, you must keep shooing her away. Being safe is important. If it is possible for someone to fall off a flat roof, you must build a safety fence. We wouldn't want anyone to get hurt. This parsha also talks about combinations that we are not allowed to use. You cannot plant a mixture of seeds, cannot plow with a mixed pair of animals, and cannot wear shatnez, which is a mixture of wool and linen. We are taught to put tzitzit or fringes on the four corners of clothes. Wait a second, do your clothes have four corners on them? Mine don't. Long ago when the Torah was written, the men wore clothes with four corners. Now, tzitzit are found on a talis or a talit katan. If a slave runs away from their master in another country, they must be free in the land of Israel. All the tribes must keep their camp clean and pure. You cannot lend somebody money and then charge them interest. This means if I let you borrow $5, you can only pay me back $5. I cannot lend you $5 and then ask for you to pay me $10. That wouldn't be nice, and it's against the Torah. If we make a promise, we must keep it. There are other laws about what can and can't be used for collateral as loans. Collateral is kind of like a security deposit. People receiving a loan will give something as collateral that is special to them, so the person giving the loan will know that they will pay them back. We learn that there are laws in marriage. If someone does things that are not nice to their husband or wife, they will be punished. We also learn that there are some marriages that are not allowed to happen. When a man gets married, he does not have to go to battle for an entire year. Sometimes when someone gets married, the marriage does not work out. If someone wants a divorce, the man must give his wife a get. A get is a special document written by a sofer or a scribe that allows someone to get divorced. The get ceremony must be done in front of two witnesses. If someone gets divorced and remarried to someone else, they are not allowed to remarry the person they divorced. If a man is married and dies before having a child, his brother must marry the man's wife. If a man refuses to marry her, they must go through a special ceremony called a Teitzei ceremony, which will allow the woman to marry anyone she wants. We are never allowed to kidnap someone. Anyone who speaks lashon hara or talking bad about someone else will be punished with leprosy. The parsha also discusses the court system and punishments. If someone works for you, they must be paid, and they must be paid on time. It is mandatory to give gifts to the poor. We are also told not to lie or cheat in business. The parsha ends by reminding us to remember what Amalek did to the Jewish people on their way out of Egypt. Uh-oh, I forgot what Amalek did. Oh yeah, that's right. They attacked the Jewish people when they were leaving Egypt. We are reminded of this every year on Shabbat Zachor, which is the Shabbat before Purim. Okay, I hope you were paying attention because it's quiz time! Are you ready to review the parsha? Let's begin. How many mitzvot are in this parsha? 74, 10, 613, or 12? That's right, there are 74 mitzvot in this parsha. There are 613 in the entire Torah. What is special about the firstborn son? They get to go on a free vacation, they have a lot of children, they receive double the inheritance as their birthright, or they are punished for being born first. That's right, they receive double the inheritance for their birthright. What do you do if you find something that someone else lost? Return it to the owner, finders, keepers, losers, weepers, see how much money you can get for it, or leave it on the ground and hope the owner finds it. That's right, you return it to the owner. If I lend you $5, how much should you pay me back? $10, $100, $25, or $5? That's right, you should only pay me back $5 because I should not be charging you interest. What does the parsha tell us to always remember? The days of the week, to brush our teeth, not to yell, or what Amalek did? That's right. We're always told to remember what Amalek did. Great job! You got them all correct! Thank you for watching my parsha video. Have a good Shabbos!